Aksa Taylor. Okay. Itamexistico. Good day. It is sometime around noon on the, I believe, 28th of November, a Tuesday, 2023, in the lunar cycle. It's when the rivers freeze entirely over. We're gonna go check on the river right now. We are at Otsitoto where the rivers confluence here. A very famous old Blackfoot campground and the site of the original Fort Whoop-Up. And I'm just taking Taylor for a walk. We would have went for a walk earlier in the morning, but I had some business to attend to, which I'm gonna talk to you guys about. I have a bunch of updates to unload. The weekend was not dull. Well, from Friday on, my life has become once again very interesting. I've got challenges as usual. We'll talk about those. But yeah, Taylor and I are out for a walk. I'm particularly looking for owls this afternoon. Just sleeping owls, because this is where I think I'm going to do my owl walk. I've got a while for that. It's going to come in February. I'm doing 3 winter nature walks for the public in Lethbridge, and you can sign up for those through the Helen Schuler Cooley Center, the Nature Center. You can go down to Indian Battle Park in person if you want, but I believe you can do everything you need online as well. It's $10 to come on one of my walks. I'm going to have one in December, one in January, one in February. If you're in Lethbridge, you can also join me on any given Sunday, if you dare to wake up at dawn, because we meet at dawn on Sunday for my walk and talks, my weekly walk and talks. But yeah, I would recommend one of the Helen Schuler walks for sure, because I am prepping for them, and they're going to be loaded with content, because I'm kind of hoping they'll just pick me up for a monthly walk from here out, at least monthly, but we'll see. Any case, I'm going to go down here today, and we're going to see what the situation is with the owls. It's not nesting time yet, but that's coming. It is, however, time that the owls should be back around their nests, the owl couples, and preparing for the nesting to come. They're a nester that goes midwinter, which is why I'm doing owls as my February walk. But yeah, haven't been down here for a little bit, so let's check it out. Let's do it. Mitom. Tässä kutsissitapi neat seat bowls. I'm trying to use more Blackfoot on the daily at home with Taylor, however I can, because I see an opportunity right now, now that I'm with Chris. She is not a fluent Blackfoot speaker, but a fluent Blackfoot understander. Her mom came to visit the other night which I'll tell you about that stuff too. But her mom came to visit. First time I met her mom. I've met her dad now and her mom. And on both occasions, her parents were just speaking Blackfoot. And for the most part. And she could understand everything. And I could understand some of it. But on the daily, I probably speak more Blackfoot than Chris, but I don't understand more. But what I think is the opportunity, obviously, is that between the two of us, if we decided to really make an effort to just speak the language, I think we could do it. It'll be a little struggle at first, but I think within a year's time we could be fluently speaking Blackfoot in our home, and that would be a first, because I don't know of any. I mean, I think back in the day of like when Fort Whoop-Up was actually down here, there was a couple of folks who were kind of mixed breeds who had learned Blackfoot as a second language or something, or from one of their parents, but they'd learned English more. They were more fluent in English. English was their first language, but it hasn't happened for. Oh, Taylor, come. Put somebody over here, and I don't want to disturb them. So we will go another direction because I got Taylor off leash. Taylor, put. Taylor. She'll come. She's just distracted by some smell. Yeah, she's coming now. Come on. Anyway. There's an opportunity for us, for Chris and I, to get fluent. Her to speak more fluently, me to understand more fluently, and for us to just use it as our household language and explore creating new Blackfoot language, because this is the thing that's missing, and part of why it's a struggle to speak Blackfoot in the household today is because there's so much stuff to talk about that there's not any like Blackfoot language built around yet, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's something that's happening. That's one of the good things that's happening. Another good thing is that on Friday, so it's Tuesday now, not sure what the date would have been, but anyway, on Friday, City of Lethbridge called me, and animal control was gonna send their skunk traps to the dump to be recycled, metal, and they wanted to know, hey, do you want any of these before we ship them to recycling? And I was like, yeah, if you have any functioning trap you're planning to deaccession, I'll take it. So they said, well, we got a whole bunch of them stacked up by our garage. You can come take what you want, and then we're going to dump the rest. So I roll over there and start collecting traps. I probably got close to 30 traps, which is awesome because it's like I can now, with the traps that I have, I can separate and use my old traps, which are mostly open cage traps, for raccoons, you know. And I could have them, you know, specifically set aside for, well, raccoons or anything other than skunks, hey? Because I sometimes get badgers I have to catch. I sometimes get other animals. But skunks are stinky, and I wonder if it's affected my success in the raccoon contracts that I get, because I get a lot of raccoon contracts. So, and I'm you know, I used to be very successful at catching raccoons, and not so much these days. I wonder if it's because my traps stink. So with this donation, I feel like I played Monopoly on Friday, grown-up Monopoly, and I hit community chest, and I was donated probably what would equate to $3,000 worth of traps if they were purchased right now. But these are older traps. They're well used, but still very functional and still very valuable to me. So yeah, I feel like I hit community chest. But I also think that on Friday I had a double roll, like I rolled doubles. And so after community chest, I had to roll again. And that didn't lead to such good things. What's up, bud? Taylor's just loving it. Anywhere I can take her off leash, you know. This is not an officially sanctioned off leash zone or even a dog zone at all. But there's nobody down here but me. Well, that one other guy down there that we saw. Because there was one other vehicle at the top. So I know where he is now. We can stay away from him. He's probably a photographer. Taylor. So the owl nest is out here this way. I'm going to take a look for it. And because I'm close, right now I'm going to try to pay attention and see if I can find some owls perhaps. But I'll get back to that Friday and my double roll and what I landed on next. Because it was a doozy, and there's a lot still to come from it. There's kind of an extensive inner forest meadow out here. It gets more open than it is at this point, a little further south. But on this, I guess this would be kind of the northwest side. You get this big forest, and it's because the roots are fed by an oxbow that occurs when it floods right along that edge of the floodplain. But any case, in terms of trying to find owls and such, I had to get on this southern side of the forest so that the light would work in my favor. The sun in this season is so low. It's like I have to wear shades, you know, to see much at all because of the low sun. And definitely, if I want to find owls, I have to line it up so the sun is behind me as I'm searching the forest here. How you doing, Miss Tay? She's loving it out here. So, I think at this point, I'm looking for the nest, but I think I can kind of walk and talk a little bit. So, alright. So I hit the community chest on Friday. And then that was like early, like not early morning, but it was morning hours still. So I went and got the first load of traps. I didn't know what I was in for till I got there. Then I saw I was going to have to make multiple loads. So I got the first load of traps. And when I went back to the house and was unloading them, somebody came to my door, and this gentleman had some papers to serve me with. I'm being sued by Mahoney's finance company who gave her that loan that I've been talking about for months, that she took out with the house as security for the loan. And when I took over the house in July, she was of the state of mind that she just wanted to walk away from everything. All right, I don't blame her. Like, she was in a situation where she couldn't make her payments anymore and eat at the same time. And the utilities had skyrocketed. I think she was using Lethbridge Utility for her electric, and as I found when I moved in, they were charging ridiculous prices. It's killing everybody. Like, a lot of people are not going to have a Christmas because of Lethbridge Utilities. Unfortunately, I got some advice to get rid of them and use a different provider. So now I've got a fixed in rate for both my utilities and gas. But she was getting raped by the city at a rate of $500 and $600 a month just for her electric bill. It's ridiculous. And she gave up. And this is something about Mahoney's character, you know, that's I've always been bothered about. You know, not that I'm trying to talk shit about her, but, and, you know, she's had a hard life, but when it comes to when things get really hard, when things get really hard, she's a better survivor than me, probably, because I'm so fucking sensitive. I fall apart a lot of times. You know, I feel like that's how I am, although I've lived through a lot of hardship too. But like her, she'll write, give up, I quit. But not on life. She keeps surviving on life, and she's, I bet she'll outlive me. We'll see. She's got a lot of health conditions. She always, this is the thing, she always like faces her health conditions. But other like social conditions in life and stuff, she'll give up. She'll give up, and she gave up when she decided to give me the house. It was because she was giving up. She gave up on that house. She just couldn't do it anymore. She realized she had to move. And at the same time, she said, well, you take the house, you take the loan. And I'm like, that's not my loan. Like, the house loan is the mortgage. That's what I'm paying. But her personal loan that she took out because she was in financial problems trying to pay for the house by herself, that's not my problem, you know. And I don't know even what she used the loan for. It was originally $35,000, and now with the interest and such, because this is a loan probably, I think, post-COVID, the interest rates are ridiculous, right? So there's a problem with her like making ends meet and paying for the loan. So she gave up on the loan, she gave up on the house, she gave up on everything, and said, you take it. And I could only take the house, of course. I got my own credit debt to deal with. I can't deal with hers. Me and Taylor are just currently navigating a little bit of detritus set here by floods, which haven't happened in years, but I have witnessed giant floods down in here in the past. We haven't had that in so long, and our forests are suffering because of it. In any case, I'm being sued for my house now. That's what the bottom line is. Mahoney is now, you know, in a different place than she was when she was quitting. Now she's ready to take back on her debt for that loan, but we're at a place where, oh, there goes the owl. Fuck. I think I seen where it goes. Okay, I'm going to turn off this camera, get my other camera, and hopefully get some footage of the owl. Where that owl went. Sipistu. I didn't even relocate the nest yet. You can see the wider open meadow here. I think the nest is just ahead. But yeah, she's flown off. I scared her off at first, but I think she's flown to an even further perch quietly. You know, her wings take her quiet when she's not just being frightened. So her mate should still be around. Still gonna look out for him. Really, at this point, I don't think I got much of a chance of finding her again. I do see there's a magpie nest over here in the meadow that could be repurposed as an owl nest if the couple wanted. Taylor! Let's see where my dog is. Taylor! I'm gonna turn off the camera and focus on finding my dog. Where'd you go? Scaring me, this dog. I started calling for her. She started calling back, woof, which was good. Yeah, my girl. Good girl. Ik so kapi, itomi tam. Ik so kaps. Yeah. Getting used to speaking Blackfoot more is going to be interesting, but fun, I think. Just going to go look at this magpie nest over here. Taylor! Gotta keep a closer eye on her so she doesn't slip away again. Look at this. Yeah, they could build right on top of there. Right on top of that magpie heap. But I believe, well, I know, I saw an active nest. Well, not an active nest, but an actual like nest in the canopy, a past owl nest somewhere along this forest line. I'm not seeing it yet this afternoon. Wonder if it got blown down. Always possible. But it was good to see an owl is down here, which means if I spend a little bit more time down here, I'll figure out where the couple is and I'll be ready for my owl walk in February. Akita po. Finita. Let's go to the river. Miss Taylor. Check it out. My girl. Me talking. One time we were down here And Mahoney had some sunglasses, and she lost them down here, and didn't realize it because she had taken them off. It was snowy. She had taken them off. We'd gone for a walk down here back when she could do that, and she lost them. I came down the next day in search of them, and believe it or not, found a pair of sunglasses in all of this vast forest where she could have lost it. I found them. Now I'm being sued for Mahoney's loan. Well, I'm being sued for my house for Mahoney's loan. And this morning, rather than take Taylor for a walk, I went down to Lethbridge Legal Guidance to try to get some legal advice. But the kind of things that they deal with typically are not things like the forfeiture of a property, you know. So it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to help me. They are going to have their lawyer contact me, one of their lawyers contact me and give me her advice. But I'm probably going to have to call around, find someone that deals with property forfeitures to just get 15-minute advisement from. I can't afford a lawyer. I got zero money. I've got pretty much zero income at this point, because the winter is being slow to set in. I had hoped to have some snow clearing jobs and stuff like that lining up, but it's warm. It's 10 degrees at the end of November here. Tell you the truth, rattlesnakes could come out. It's so warm. I mean, probably they won't, you know, because it's sub-zero at night, but right now in the afternoon it's beautiful out here. I'm getting hot just in a, you know, in a long sleeve shirt and a light hoodie. A light hoodie. Taylor. Don't get lost, my girl. Going through this ramble of river detritus, she might have a issue. She has some problems crossing like river or beaver dams and stuff like that. So this stuff might bother her. She doesn't have the balance that I have. Come down to this end. So Mahoney has said that she is trying to get a new loan arrangement. Another, as one of my Facebook friends says, another predatory loan to cover her predatory loan. But if that's what has to happen, that's what has to happen. I don't want to lose my house. I'm being sued for my house. I think most people would freak out at the point I'm at right now. I have 20 days from Friday to respond legally to their request for the forfeiture of the house. And that's fucked. But so I gotta use each day accordingly. And today I went to Lethbridge Legal Guidance. I need to make a Taylor. Yeah, she got separated again. Taylor, come here. I see you. Well, go through. It's like, I thought you were going through. Well, go through if that's what you want to do. You okay? Come on back. Yeah, come on back. Come on, you can come around this way. It's easier. Box ça peut. Oh, my girl. Yeah, so I gotta deal with that. Also on Friday, so that was my second roll on Friday. I landed on Chance. It's bad news. They're trying to take my house. I got to deal with that. I got basically 2 weeks within which to deal with that. At least to respond. I don't know how much actual time I have. Like, good luck selling my house right quick with the high interest rates that we have right now and the fucking for mortgages and the way the condition the house was left to me in. You know, if they try to sell my house, I'm for sure gonna let prospective buyers know. Hey, you should go look at my TikTok, a video of what this house was like when I moved in, so you can see, you know, behind the walls what's probably actually happening, you know. I'm not going to go down easy, that's for sure, trying to fucking push me out of my house. But I don't think it's going to come to that. I think Mahoney's either going to get another loan or I'll have to refinance in some way. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to go see my bank and my mortgage broker that originally helped me get my house and see what my refinancing options are. Because that might be the best way to go in itself, for me to refinance and just take her off of the house, which was what was laid out in our divorce settlement, although I never signed on the divorce yet, so it's not official. But that's what the judge wanted. I was supposed to take over the house and pay her off in some manner and get her off of the mortgage. But that wasn't going to happen. I'm not in a financial position to do that stuff, I didn't think anyway, and I probably am not. So I didn't pursue it, and I didn't sign off on it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't sign off on it, because now we have this financial loan issue to settle, which wouldn't have been settled in the divorce had I signed off on it. So those kind of property issues are perfect for settling with the divorce judge, and that may be the way it has to go before. But I don't know, like, they're asking for the forfeiture of the house at this point, so we'll see whether they give us time to finalize the divorce and all of that, or whether Mahoney makes a new loan and staves off the issue temporarily, or whether I refinance, or whether I'm in for more real trauma. I really can't stand to lose my home. I can't, because, like, if I lose my home now, I'm not going to find another place that lets me host dogs and take care of dogs like I have been. For instance, I was lucky at the duplex that I had on the north side to be able to do that. I'm not going to find another place that probably lets me live there smelling like a skunk. There's a lot of stuff that I have to give up from my business and my life if I give up that house. You know, I can't give up that house, and I just can't bear to fucking go through another move. You know, I've been through enough. I wish the world would just let me live for a little bit and enjoy my life, but I got more challenges to come yet with this financial stuff. And it's not just Mahoney's, because I got to face my stuff now too. At some point, you know, I owe Revenue Canada over $10,000 in back taxes. I have, you know, $50,000 in credit card debt, unsecured, you know. but all of this shit is gonna have to be, sorry, just walking through. I want to come out on this little bar here. The water actually feels good. It's not too cold. You want to come out, Taylor, or no? It's up to you. She's like trying to figure out how to follow me, but she doesn't want to get wet. I'm coming back, don't worry. Yeah, phenologically, this is pretty amazing that we are halfway through when the rivers freeze entirely over, and yet here we don't have much but a little bit of ice on the edges, you know. How you going, Taylor? Let's head downstream a little bit. So I'm dealing with that. I'm getting a little bit of work through Tom, my friend Tom, at his acreage. I've been going out there doing different jobs for him. He's throwing me a bone, of course, like he always does when I'm in a real hardship. I go to Tom, he'll throw me a bone, give me something to do out there, some kind of project to do, and pay me decent, you know. 25 bucks an hour he pays me, and I go out there and, you know, what projects have I done out there? I've made a fence recently. I've been insulating a pump house. I mouse-proofed a donkey food shed that was getting broken into. Been doing stuff like that for extra bucks. But yeah, the winter, I knew this winter was gonna be tough. I didn't really need lawsuits thrown on top of it. But that's what's happening. So good girl. Good girl. So that's okay though. We'll see where it takes us. At some point, if it gets to where I have to raise some money for something, I'll probably put together some kind of campaign, and I might ask subscribers here to kick in and help me, but I don't think I don't want it to go that way, you know. I don't think I should have to pay a bunch more money than other than like paying it to the ones that are owed money. I don't want to feed some lawyer a bunch of money just because they're a lawyer. You know, it shouldn't be that way. Like if a person is getting sued, a person should be able to defend themselves, and it shouldn't be such a complicated system that a person can't do that. So my plan is to go that way and save myself thousands and thousands of dollars that I don't have. But we'll see. So that was one thing Friday. The other thing was late Friday night, we got visitors in the form of Chris's young niece and nephew. Niece 1-year-old, nephew 3-year-old. And they came and they stayed for the weekend. And so they kept us busy for a few days. They went home yesterday. And so now it's again like kind of quiet at the house and stuff. But it was, you know, on top of the stress of being served, it was a little hectic at the house over the weekend. Not that I could do anything in terms of the legal case over the weekend anyway, so it really didn't matter, and I was happy to be there for the babies and meet them, you know. But it was a lot, like on my plate for one day, between animal control and being sued, and then having an emergency babysitting for the weekend, you know. It was a lot, and I still feel overwhelmed in a dangerous way, because if you get too overwhelmed, you get like Mahoney and you just give up. And I can't do that. Hey, I need to fight this thing and keep my house. So I got to make sure I don't go into that mind frame. But I am trying to also keep from being overly stressed about it. And I think I'm doing a good job. I think anybody else in my shoes right now would be having major panic attacks. And I'm doing pretty good. And I think after this walk with Taylor, you know, it's good to get out and exercise and get some fresh air, and that's good for the mind too, you know. So that's the updates. It's kind of a lot in my estimation. The beavers left some of their food. We're gonna go check out their lodge right now. Kind of interesting that just here, as we approach the Xiskstukkioyas, the Beaver Lodge, here we have quite a bit of ice on the river compared to anywhere else. I mean, it's still a good open flow, but there's quite a bit of ice out from the shore. Okay, so I don't know if that has to do with the depth or what it has to do with, but I'm sure there's a reason where it's ice here, and the beavers probably align with that reason in terms of their choice of deciding where to build their moyis, their home. I don't see a big food cache, but I know they had one. We've seen it before it iced. They had food. But looking at it now, I almost wonder if some of it got taken down river or something. I'm not seeing it. Even under the ice, I'm not seeing it. I will have to monitor. I do believe this lodge is occupied. They did have a food cache building at the beginning of season. This is one of the first ones that I noted actually caching food. But I'm not seeing it today, which is a little bit troubling. What do you smell, Tay? Beavers? Come here, look. There's pocket gophers. Taylor, come look. Come look here. Come look here. Smell there. You smell anything? Taylor. Tay. Man, I need to teach her. She already gave me my answer though. There's no pocket gopher here. She would have picked up on it. Yeah. What's up? Well, I guess we'll head back up the Cooley Slope. Go home. Maybe I'll send an email to my mortgage broker. Give a phone call to the bank. See if I can set up an appointment for tomorrow. So it's a little bit more efficient and stuff. See what my options are for refinancing. Because I could use, if I can refinance and even take some of my own debt down at the same time, that'd be helpful to me. And if I can do it in a way that would take so that Mahoney can be relieved from being on the mortgage. That would be more security for me. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But fuck if I'm gonna let him take my house, you know? That's what it comes down to for me. Fuck if I'm gonna let him take my house.